Hello, everyone. So, I was originally going to do a game review video where I look over what people are doing on PandaNet and on OGS and see how we could apply our principles that we've been covering in this DDK to SDK series and show what they should have done. But then I realized I should actually just get games from people who are watching the series. I made a little post on YouTube, my community feed. I will probably leave a link if I can in the comment section. And I would really like for people to send me some games. I can review a few of the games. We can look at it from the perspective of this DDK to SDK series. Hopefully that'll be more helpful for the people who are watching, and you can see the common problems that people might be having while following this, and maybe we can improve the series overall. Instead of doing that for now, I want to announce that and just get into another game on PandaNet. Now remember, we are focusing on a specific opening with a double 3/4s. We're only playing specific joseki. We're making sure to reduce more than invade. And after we're strong, hopefully, we will attack things, but only after we know that every group we have is pretty settled. Let's see how it happens again here on PandaNet. Hopefully it's a good game. Oh, I got a game right away, and I am black. I am going to do 3/4s. I almost did an automatic 4/4. Don't mind me. Yep, double 3/4 here. And I'm going to prioritize always enclosing instead of approaching. That's something I may not have said enough, but I definitely prioritize enclosing. Even if they enclose a corner, I'm also going to enclose. They are splitting my side. I don't need to go all the way over here to try to pressure my opponent. I'm just going to enclose my corner because they did not approach. Now we have two corners and they have a random move in the center. So I don't really feel that bad about this position. Now we have our enclosure and we want an extension from that enclosure. So you could just take a normal extension, but I think it's important that we're focused on the corners first, then the side, then the center, right? That's the basic idea for it, right? So I like to approach and then go to the corner. If we're going to go to the side if we can. Oh, they're kicking. So it's the same as the joseki that we normally would play, but they're on the fourth line. So we're just going to extend up. They jumped 2 spaces. This is something we can maybe take advantage of in the future, but we don't need to worry about that for now. We just need to go 3 spaces from our 2 stone wall. And I'm going to go low here. Even though high would be better for building, I'm going low because that's the one that's easier to manage if they try to do anything. I have gone 4 spaces here before and not realized it, so it is good to double check what you were doing. They're extending down to keep the corner. I'm just going to block as well to make sure my area is still strong. Remember, our focus is on strength. Okay, they played another move. This is actually a really nice move. I really like this from them. They're just strengthening their potentially weak group. Now it's no longer just a floating group that was on the 4th line. We need to figure out which side's the widest here, and I think the top side is wider than the left side. So I'm just going to approach here on the top. Extend again. I'm perfectly okay with that. And we're going to do the same exact thing we did on the bottom side. Even though 4th line is better for balance here, because we have a 3rd line stone already, but this is the easiest one. So I'm going to do this one. And I'll even answer again, because now we are very strong everywhere. So let's just do some basic shape disruption. We're not going to do anything that's really damaging them. Just this very basic thing that we've seen in a lot of our games. They have this kicking extension, or this kicking move with my extension up here on both sides. So we can attach to this point. This is always something we can do. If they back off, we can get this turn here. And then this is slightly bad shape for us, but the goal behind these moves is that we're reducing our opponent. If we do this one, they could maybe cut, and it would be a big fight. So I'm just going to back off, make a really nice shape here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, because we're not invading this left side. We're just going to reduce it a little bit at a time like this. This is nice and easy. Same exact thing. We're threatening to capture 2 stones. If they don't do anything, then we can go here. We can just jump to make sure our cutting point is not something we have to worry about. They're hunting on the 1st line. Not something that's too important right now, but I will connect, or I will block. And then I'm going to get this tiger's mouth. This tiger's mouth is really big because I can Atari here and break into their side. I'm just going to do another tiger's mouth. We don't need to Atari and try to really get a bunch of stuff from it. Keep it very simple. And now I'm just going to go back and fix this. So our territory is nice and solid. They're playing in an area that is not really gaining them that many points. So this is where we're actually taking advantage of our opponent just a little bit at a time. We built this really big wall. And so now that we're really strong, we can play something like this knight's move to start building this bottom side. Or we're just surrounding our own area. There is also this cool invasion, right? There's some cool stuff here that we could do, but it's not really attacking my opponent. It's just taking away points. So I'm going to start with the move here to grow this bottom side. Okay, they're pushing through. We need to block. We can't let them push through our shape. And we just need to keep extending here. We made really nice shape here. If you wanted to, you probably could Hane. The cut here is a Hane ahead of 2 stones, which is possible to manage, but I'm going to extend one more time before I Hane, because it makes it a little bit easier. The reason it's easier is because now when I Hane, and if they cut and I extend or something, they don't have a move that's directly threatening to capture my stones as easily. And we can even do a double Hane because we're rarely strong over here. I'm just going to connect to make sure everything's very solid. Okay, they connected through to the center here. They are starting to get something in the center. So if you wanted to, you could do that again. Play some more moves like that. They can slide here. There's a lot of good options. Actually, I don't know what I like here. I think anything's sort of fine. I think I'm just going to take another point here so they can't invade me. This seems like a nice and easy way to play. These are actually really important in-game points. I probably should have played them, honestly, but I'm not worried about that for these sorts of games. These 2 stones are not important at all. So now we can go play a really big move like this slide, which is coming underneath their area. We're connected to our corner. We're very strong, so we feel good to do this. Okay. As I said, that was not important. But if they turn here, this is starting to be a 3 in a row with liberties taken away. So I'm going to connect, make sure this is a very strong group. Even though it's not the same as a normal Hane at the head of 2 stones, it is still similar to that. I'm just going to push in. Normal in-game thing here. It looks okay. And this is already good enough. And we have this same shape from before, right? This kicking move with an extension. So we can attach here. Another time where we can attach. Yeah, maybe we can just pull back here. Now we got a lot of points on the bottom side. We got a decent amount of points on the top side. The only area that's really unsettled is now the center. I don't think they needed to play anything over here, but that's okay. Our groups are connected. We don't need to worry about anything here. So I'm just going to be jumping towards the center. I'm going to do a 1-point jump because 2-point jumps can be cut. So if we make a mistake somewhere and we get cut off, we really don't want that to happen. They are strong in the center, so we do not want to let them cut us where they're strong. We'll just clean up our area. This is the border point that we have here. We can jump because we already have a tiger's mouth if they push through. And we could Hane it ahead of 3 stones here, technically. This might actually be very important. We will eventually have to come back and fix, though. So if you want to apply a lot more pressure to your opponent, this is a good move. So that's what I'm going to do for now. But we may have to come back eventually. Okay, they fixed this one. It's a somewhat Sente. So I think I will just connect because there's 2 Ataris if they capture the Ko, and I don't want to have to fight that. Okay, they fixed that one. I'm just going to jump one more time here because all of the sides are basically done. Remember, I told you that before that we want to do the sides first. We've already done all the sides. So I'm just going to jump one more time here. Now this middle is a lot smaller, and we're growing our middle as well. Now what I like to prioritize is the reduction over just growing our own points. So we've already gotten rid of a lot of their points. I'm going to go back here and play one more move. We just have nice solid something here, so I'm happy with that. Yep, they're making a couple points here. We're going to go back to that shape that we've seen 100 times, where we have this kick into an extension. We're going to attach in that same spot. It's almost always a good move. We're going to play here. They didn't need to back off. They probably maybe could have Hane'd it, honestly. But this is threatening to Atari and capture a stone. So they didn't want me to get some points here. So I'm going to Atari this and capture this stone. just fully capture. We feel really nice here. And we even have this push here to come underneath, but I'm going to fix my weakness first. So they could Atari there. I'm just going to extend so they can't Atari there anymore. And we will have to start worrying. We do have a bunch of 1-point jumps, and they're very strong. Because we have all these 1-point jumps, there's a possibility of a wedge. We don't really want a wedge to work. So when you're looking at this and trying to read it out, if they wedge, we Atari, they go in, we connect here, they cut, and maybe it's fine. But they're cutting here, right? They're cutting here at M14. But so if we do this diagonal, then that cut can't work anymore because when they wedge, we block, they go in here and we connect, and now it's a tiger's mouth. So now we've made sure that they definitely can't cut us in this area. So we need to double check, can we still be cut or not cut here? If they push, we block, they push, there's nothing there. So I don't see any way they can cut us. So I'm going to go in a little bit deeper because I think we're strong enough now. If you don't think you're strong enough, you can totally block. It's always good to double check this every single time, whenever you can. Yep, we just have to connect, and they can't come in. They can't cut us off. Yep, we're good to go. Yep. Now we had that same shape that they've had multiple times. We're just going to keep responding until we're nice and strong. I think we're strong enough now. And there's actually a lot of weakness here. I'm going to show it that you can push here and you can probably cut. But I'm not going to kill them if they get into a bad situation because they shouldn't die here. They shouldn't die here. Okay, good. They're keeping it nice and simple. Something they have here is that if they push in this middle area, they can threaten to cut on both sides. I'm just going to connect here. They made sure that they didn't die. I'm really happy about that. They were probably fine at that point, but you never know sometimes. So, and we're just basic end game at this point. So we're going to be pushing and threatening to come into their areas. There's like a nice Atari if they block. So they may not want to. They go back. And again, we're just doing some really, really basic moves. There's probably some way to do this, by the way, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to go back and take our own territory. We're just finishing off the borders here. We're good to go. That one, we're very strong here. So I'm going to fix my last weakness that's on sort of on the board. That's this ko. After we fix this, we don't have to worry about anything else here. Yep, just block. Just connect. We do not want to pretend to block the other way. We don't need our points. We need our groups to be strong. So that's what our focus is here. I'm just going to keep blocking. Nice empty triangle for both of us. It's beautiful. They did not need to do that, though I can understand if they thought there was something there. But it is perfectly fine. There is this Atari here, so it makes sense that they may have worried about something. There is a cool move here that we could potentially get away with. When I say potentially get away with, let me just read it out. If we play this middle move, they Atari us from the inside. We extend, they have to connect. Then we have like a cut here, or we have a turn. They have to connect. Yeah, it's not quite working, so we're just going to do this one. That's why I said get away with, so we got to read it out first before we knew if it was something that worked. And now we're basically done, so let me just finish off these little areas here, and we should be good to go. Yeah, I'm going to connect. I will eventually have to do this anyway. And I think the game is over. Yep, everything looks good. So let's see if they're okay with passing now. Oh, okay, they do want to try something in our area first, so we will connect here. Yep, just connect again. So this is like, if you're unsure of this, you should always try to do it. What he should have done, though, is cut. He should have just cut here. And all we have to do is just connect, and now we don't have any weakness here anymore. The cut did not work either, and so I was going to show you how to play if they did try to do this, but they did not. Should be more obvious that there's nothing here, though, now that this cut is gone. So I think they want to do the dame, so we'll just play it out. Most of the time, Pananet likes to pass early, so I tried it this time and it didn't work out. They did not need another move here, so we're just going to pass again. We don't want them playing inside their own area in Japanese rules. If the game was close, it becomes not as close, so I just want to make sure. Yeah, those are dead. I don't have any dead stones in there, so that looks like it's okay. Then we just put it's done. Okay, I end up winning by 30 points. I think this was actually a really nice and straightforward game that I may not even need to review at the end because I think we discussed basically everything. The only thing we can maybe look at is that bottom side if you really wanted to see. But I think let me just look back here real quick, and yeah, honestly, I think this was just a nice normal game. My opponent did actually pretty well too. You know, after looking at the middle part, it's not something I actually really need to show you. I thought about it, but you should be able to figure out how to handle that yourself. There wasn't actually as much Aji as I thought there might be, so it was the best option though. What I said in the game was his best option to try to get something though. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this game, and I hope you guys are having a good day. Make sure to send me a game if you can. I will leave a link to the post that I made, and have fun.